In this video, I'm going to explain why Wolves dodged a bullet when Michael Beale turned them down back in 2022. But before we get into that, let's just have a brief history on Michael Beale and how he ended up in the position he's currently in as a football manager. Beale did have a brief playing career. He ended up in Charlton's youth academy, but gave up on football at the age of 21. From there, he decided to become a coach, and he ended up becoming a coach for the Liverpool Academy, and that is where he met Steven Gerrard. Gerrard ended up becoming the Rangers manager, and he contacted Beale to join him at Rangers and become a coach for him. And then, as we all know, Gerrard left Rangers for Aston Villa, and Beale ended up becoming a coach there with him too. At this point, he had rave reviews of being a fantastic coach, and his in-depth knowledge of the game was very impressive. On the 1st of June 2022, Beale became the first team coach of QPR. After a bit of a mixed start, he turned things around. They won 8 and 11, and by October 2022, QPR were top of the league. Now, at this point, Wolves had just sacked Bruno Lage as manager, and Beale was approached by the Wolves board to take over Bruno Lage because of his impressive run at QPR. His stock was very high, and famously at this point, Beale came out on the QPR website, talked about integrity and loyalty, and turned down the Wolves job, and everybody applauded this decision, and his stock couldn't have been higher, and he was running high on life. And I'll be honest, as a Wolves fan at the time, I was pretty gutted because I felt like he might have been a good fit. He'd have been a cheap option, and as I say, his reputation was absolutely thriving. After talking about integrity and loyalty in October of 2022, just a couple of months later, in November, Beale would bin QPR off and join his former club, Rangers, who he was a coach for under Gerrard. He had a decent start, winning his first 4 games and winning Manager of the Month in Scotland, but after a trophyless season, he ended up losing his job in October 2023 in the following season. In December 2023, Beale joined Sunderland as manager. Things started to fall apart by January this year, and on 19th of February, after famously of refusing, it seemed, to shake the hand of one of his players, he was then sacked. But the good part comes next. They start off the thread by crediting What the Folk, a now deleted X account called Player ID, has been tweeting out pro Michael Beale tweets over the last few days, including this one, where it defends him not shaking Troy Hume's hand. The Player ID account also retweeted this post, saying, "Who would want the Sunderland job?" This post here seems to confirm that the Player ID account is in fact Michael Beale, as it was set up to be his business, I believe. But yeah, here's the proof. Some further evidence from his LinkedIn account is here too. And ladies and gentlemen, we got him. Here's the ultimate confirmation that it is Michael Beale. So yeah, the point of this video was, I'm just so glad that he did turn down Wolves. Thank you, Michael Beale. He had a great run at QPR, but I feel like the success of that got to his head. And I think it also shows that his place is as a coach, isn't it? I don't think he's cut out to be a first-team coach or a manager. I think he struggles. That QPR run must have been a fluke. And the bloke needs to keep his ego in check, I think, and maybe take a bit of a break and try and get back into coaching. It is very strange for a manager of a high-profile club to be making Twitter accounts and bigging himself up. He must be very insecure. We all make mistakes, but this must be very embarrassing for him. And will he come back from it? I'm so happy that we ended up getting Lopetegui, kept us up. Yes, that ended badly, but he did keep us up. And I'm so glad that Wolves ended up with Gary O'Neill, because look where we are now. It's a sliding doors moment, and as I say, what a turnout for Wolves that we didn't in fact get this man as manager, because I dread to think where Wolves would be as a club right now. Sunderland fans would probably be buzzing that he's left after this revelation, and I'm sure that they'll want to push back up towards the playoffs without him. Please like and subscribe if you're new, and comment down below your thoughts. Are you glad we dodged the fraud that is Michael Beale?